Okay, have you ever been on a website, you go to click a button and just nothing? It's so frustrating, right? But what if I told you there's a little secret window inside your browser that can give you clues about what's going on? And the best part? You absolutely do not need to be a developer to understand it. Let's dive in.
Seriously, we have all been there. You're trying to check out, you're trying to log in, you're trying to submit a form, and that button just sits there staring at you. It feels like a total mystery, but it's really not. There's actually a way to see what the website is trying to do and, more importantly, where it's failing.
So, meet your new best friend, the browser console. Yeah, it's a tool that developers use all the time, but I want you to think of it differently. Think of it as a translation device. It's for those moments when a website starts speaking the language of broken and you need to figure out what it's saying.
All right, so how do we open up this secret window? It's way simpler than you might think. It literally takes just a couple of clicks, and I'm going to walk you through the easiest way right now.
First thing you're going to do is just right-click anywhere on the web page that's giving you trouble. You'll see this little menu pop up, right? And somewhere near the bottom, you're going to find an option that says Inspect or maybe Inspect Element. Go ahead and click that. A whole new panel is going to open up, and at the top of that panel, you'll see a few tabs. All you have to do is find the one that says Console and click it. Boom, you're in.
And hey, if you're like me and you love a good shortcut, you can get there even faster. If you're using Chrome or Edge, it's Control plus Shift plus J on Windows, or Command plus Option plus J on a Mac. If you're a Firefox user, just swap that J for a K. These shortcuts will pop the console right open, no clicking around needed.
Okay, now that you've got the console open, you might see a bunch of text. It can look kind of intimidating, I get it, but don't worry about understanding every single word. The very first step is just to look at the colors. The browser uses a super simple color code to tell you how serious a message really is.
The system is actually pretty intuitive, kind of like a traffic light. If you see red, that means error. That's a showstopper. That is very likely the reason that button isn't working. If you see yellow, that's a warning. Think of it like a caution sign. It's a potential problem, but probably not what's breaking the site for you right now. And everything else, the blue or the plain black text, that's usually just informational stuff. For our mission today, we are hunting for the red.
All right, detective, it looks like we found a red error message. Now, let's translate the single most common one you're probably going to see. It's called a type error, and trust me, it looks a whole lot scarier than it actually is. You're going to see this phrase a lot, uncaught type error. Cannot read properties of undefined. I know, to a non-developer that might as well be written in Klingon. But let's just break down what the computer is actually trying to tell us.
So what does that actually mean? In plain English, the website's code tried to grab a piece of information it needed, like your username from a form or maybe a product ID. And that little piece of info just wasn't there. It was undefined. It's like the code reached into a box expecting to find something, but the box was totally empty. So it just had to stop. That's all it is.
Okay, our next common error is a totally different beast. This one isn't about missing data. It's all about security and permissions. It's called a CORS error, and it's all about websites not having permission to talk to each other. So you might see a long message that starts with something like this: cross-origin request blocked. Now, this is actually a security feature doing its job, not always a bug. You see, modern websites often need to pull in data from other places on the internet to work right. The best way to understand this is to think of your browser as having a security guard. This guard has a rule called the same origin policy. It's there to stop some random website from, say, trying to grab your private data from your bank's website. A CORS error just means that security guard stepped in and said, whoa, hold on, this website is trying to get data from another server that's not on my approved guest list. So when you see this, you can give a developer a massive head start. I mean, instead of just saying, hey, the page is broken, you can now say, hey, I'm seeing a CORS error in the console. It looks like a server security setting is blocking a request. That tells them exactly where they need to start looking. It's a game changer.
How cool is this? You've already learned how to open the console. You can read the colors, and you can even translate 2 of the most common errors out there. So now, let's put it all together to file the perfect bug report, the kind of report that developers will absolutely love you for.
Look next to any error message in the console, and you'll usually see a little triangle or an arrow. If you click it, it reveals something called the stack trace. Now, this thing is the holy grail for a developer. Think of it as the code's footsteps, showing the exact path it took that led to the crash. You don't need to understand a single word of it. You just need to know it's there and that it's super important. So here's your 4-step formula for a perfect bug report. 1, describe what you did.
I click this button, then that button. 2. Open the console and click that little arrow to expand the error and show the full stack trace. 3. Right-click on the error message itself and just copy the whole thing. And 4. Just to be safe, take a quick screenshot of the entire console window. That's it. You've given them everything they could possibly need.
And that's it. You've officially gone from a confused user to a star bug detective. Without writing a single line of code, you've learned how to spot the clues, translate the jargon, and report problems with amazing clarity. You now have this powerful new lens for looking at the web. So the next time something breaks, you won't just be frustrated, you'll be curious. You'll know how to look behind the curtain. So my question to you is, what other mysteries are you going to solve?